a book that I could not put down from start to finish, titled Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. When I decided that playing video games was no longer healthy for my life because I devoted so much time to it and it induced so much stress into my day-to-day life, I knew that I had to make a change. And I started to look at alternative activities that I could do, and I decided to pick up reading as a hobby in lieu of playing video games. And after doing my research and weighing my options, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch was the winner. That was the first book that I decided to read after walking away from my video game addiction. Don't worry, in this video there's no spoilers or any giveaways. The book itself, to me, felt more like a mystery thriller, although it's formally classified as sci-fi, so like Ender's Game. But to be fully transparent with you, I'm not a seasoned reader, right? I'm a beginner. So my judgment and evaluation could be completely wrong. I could be off the mark. And the reason why it felt more like a mystery thriller to me is that the book itself, every single chapter was a page turner. I just did not want to put it down because I needed to know what happens next. And also the pacing itself, really good, super fast. There's no drawn out scenes or long-winded rambling nonsense like me. Rather, it was very succinct and to the point. And if I had to describe it in one sentence, I would say that it was a action-packed adventure that is really easy to read. Take it from me. I'm sitting in front of you here today recommending this book because it's what got me hooked and into the world of books. Had I picked the wrong first book when trying out reading as a hobby, who knows, I might not even be making videos for this YouTube channel. But Dark Matter is one of those books that grabbed my short attention span and allowed me to keep wanting to read more and more. So it's kind of like my foundation drug, or I guess the gateway door to seeing the beauty of reading books as an adult, where it's not assigned to reading anymore as a student. Like, I'm reading books in my own free time because I want to. And Dark Matter showed me that books can be really fun. And how else could I describe the book? I would say very exciting and really unpredictable. When you think this is gonna happen, that happens. And it keeps you on your toes. Like, you can never predict, oh, he's saying all of this because this is gonna happen. You can't do that with this book. It'll prove you wrong again and again and again. And the best part is, although it's like a mystery thriller, it has a really good, valuable life lesson sprinkled in. Not a spoiler, but just. And the reason why I'm holding this phone in my hand is because I don't have a physical copy of the book. Instead, I actually listened to it as an audiobook whenever I went hiking with my dogs in the mountains. Because for someone like me, I was scared that if I tried a physical book right away, it would be too much of an obstacle and a challenge and I would just give up. And I just felt like if I listened to the audiobook while just sitting down or doing something low stimulating, I also would have gravitated towards grabbing my phone and scrolling on TikTok or doing something else that is more mentally satisfying. So because I listened to it every single time I went hiking with my dogs in the mountains, it took me about 2 months to finish the book. Now, had I just grabbed a physical copy and read the book in chunks, and during a work day, I did something like 30 minutes before going to work, 30 minutes of reading during my lunch break, and an hour of reading in the evening, and then catching up by doing like 4 hours of reading on my days off, I feel like I could have finished the book in 2 weeks. But because I did the audiobook doing a very specific activity, it took me 2 months. But if you describe yourself as a bookworm and you really enjoy books, I feel like this is one of those stories and novels that you could finish in 1.5 sit and read sessions. Just one sitting, you could probably knock it out if you're a really fast reader. But for most people, it would probably take 2 days. So how would I rate Dark Matter? I really enjoyed the plot, the story, the universe, and everything about it. However, this is personal preference. I don't know what it is about me, but I feel uncomfortable and I don't like, whether it's in a show, movie, or in books, when they depict and portray, bedroom engagement scenes. I just don't like it. And unfortunately, this book has it. And I'm a grown man, but just something about those graphic scenes makes me uncomfortable. And obviously, this is an unpopular opinion, but I feel like the story itself, along with so many different shows and movies, even without those steamy bedroom scenes, it would still be effective and just as entertaining. I just don't like how we have to introduce and infuse those bedroom scenes into almost every type of media that we consume. So because of that, I can't give the book a 5 out of 5. I would say a 4.5 out of 5 out of principle because of my personal preference of not liking, those graphic details of the bedroom scenes. As you can see, I had to nitpick at the tiny little things to figure out what I didn't like about the book. So it goes to show that besides that, I really thought it was easy to read with good pace, and it introduced me to the author, Blake Crouch. And so I went on his Wikipedia page and I started to creep on him, and I found out that, hey, he actually helped make a TV show about 10 years ago based on one of his books, Wayward Pines. And I ended up binge watching that in a single week, and that show itself, amazing. And I can see how it's the same creator as the Dark Matter universe. Wayward Pines, Dark Matter. And so because I liked Wayward Pines and Dark Matter, now I'm excited to digest and consume the other stuff that he created because I see that I'm a fan of his work. And on that note, I found out that Apple TV actually produced and made a TV show based on Dark Matter titled Dark Matter. So it looks like I have another show that I get to binge watch. So overall, I recommend Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. If you're into a dark mystery thriller that is, in the world of sci-fi, and it's easy to read, fast-paced, if that sounds like something that is up your alley, give it a try. I think it starts out a little slow, but after the initial chapter or two, it picks up really fast. So don't give up until at least like chapter 3 or 4. And then you'll be on the edge of your seat to find out what happens next, and then after that, and then after that. And with that, I'm gonna take my dogs out for their afternoon walk, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay safe.